I'm Uber Eats delivery girl, and I'm here to talk about what kind of people deliver for Uber Eats. Well, I'm an example, and I'm no spring chicken, but I can still make extra cash delivering for Uber Eats, and so can you. If you're a woman, or you're of middle age, or you're just no spring chicken, you can still make cash doing this. If you have a vehicle, and if you have a driver's license, you don't have a criminal conviction, you have a clean record, driving abstract, I have all of these things, so this allows me to make extra cash on the side. And why do I need to make extra cash on the side? Well, my partner has a full-time income and it's enough to pay the bills, but I need to be able to contribute to the bills as well. And I do that by generating my own cash, enough to pay my share of the bills, and have a little extra cash on the side. However, I'm also starting up a small business on the side. And this business has nothing to do with Uber Eats, of course, or gig economy. As I'm building my own business that I am trying to build on the side, I'm filling in the gaps of time to bring in the extra income that I need to make sure that I can contribute to my share of the bills. So I'm one example of what type of people deliver for Uber Eats. In my travels, as I've been delivering, I've seen lots of other people, men, young, middle-aged, older, and I've only seen one other woman in my travels, and I have to say she wasn't all that well dressed, and she wasn't all that presentable. It's something that kind of disappointed me a little bit, not because, well, hey, you're representing Uber Eats, but she's representing people who choose to do this job, and in general, she's not taking her job seriously. And my personal view is whatever job I'm doing, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it might be considered schlep work, or, delivering pizzas. I don't care what it is. If you're managing a group of people in an office, you should always take your job seriously, whatever it is, because that is your reputation. It doesn't matter who you're representing, it's your reputation. And I see it as a bit of a disappointment when I see people who aren't nicely dressed, because, you could be you will be doing other jobs and working with people, and you may never, you never know, you might end up working with somebody that you actually delivered to. And that person will remember you, and they're going to remember you as not someone who was very presentable and have, a tarnished memory of you. So if you ever run into that person in another context, you want them to have a respectable memory of you. Oh yeah, I remember that woman actually delivered to me, and I was kind of surprised at how friendly she was or how well dressed she was. I'm not talking well dressed in terms of baubles and Rolex watches. I'm just talking in terms of well put together. That's really all I'm talking about. And so, yeah, so all kinds of people I've seen delivering for Uber Eats, but for the most part, I'd like to say that there are people who respect the job, and they respect the fact that, it doesn't matter what job you're doing, you want to do it well, and you want to represent yourself in a good light to whoever you're dealing with. It's an autonomous job. You don't have a boss breathing over your shoulder, checking on you to making sure you're doing everything correctly, checking in on you to make sure you're driving to your delivery point within the prescribed amount of time, checking on you to make sure you've got enough gas in your car. These are all things that you are responsible for as an Uber Eats delivery driver. And if you are a responsible person in general and you know all of these things, then you will do well. You will be able to do this endlessly for however often you want, with however many time offs that you need to take in between delivering. Lots of people will just do it because they need to rack up a quick couple $100 and to pay for something specific, and then they turn it off and they don't drive again, they don't deliver again for weeks or months after that until another need arises. And that's what's so great about this particular way of making extra cash. And the other thing too is that Uber Eats is fairly new. I'm in Canada. It's really a great way to make some extra cash, and it's a new way really in our market. Fairly new. It's only been, I think it was introduced in sometime in 2017, and we're just in early 2019. It's taking off though. Uber Eats has a lot of customers, and it's all mainly because their Uber rideshare app has been in our market for quite a while, and those customers are already, under the Uber umbrella, so it was an easy transition to bring them into Uber Eats for food delivery. So it's a very successful model, and there's lots to say. There's lots of pros and cons, do's and don'ts that I will talk about, so stay tuned for future video uploads, and I will talk about them. So yeah, so what kinds of people deliver for Uber Eats? People like me, people like you, people like your brother, your uncle, your cousin. Anybody can do it, and all sorts of people do it. You just have to have a clean driving abstract, no criminal convictions, and a car that I believe is no more than 20 years old. That's pretty much it. And a phone that can handle the app. And you also need a good data plan. Minimum 5 gigs. 5 gigs should cover you. 5 gigabytes should cover you, but maybe 10, up it to 10 or more if you can. And car insurance. Now the other thing too regarding car insurance is that some insurance companies may not insure you or cover you if you have an accident while you're delivering for Uber Eats. You would have to get a separate commercial or business insurance to cover that particular, if you had an accident while you were delivering. And if you are signing up for new insurance while you're delivering for Uber Eats, you may, and you tell them that you do delivery for Uber Eats, you may find that some insurance companies will deny you coverage under their basic personal coverage plans because of that. So that is something that everyone needs to take into consideration. Yeah, so basically that's really all you need in order to deliver for Uber Eats. As far as the need for extra cash, why you would deliver for Uber Eats and what kind of people do it. So there's people like me, and there are people who are students and they need to make extra cash to supplement their college or university fund that they, may have had loaned to them, or they may have another job that they're doing at night and they do Uber Eats during the day, or vice versa. People who have a full-time job but want to make extra cash on the side, doing some deliveries on their way home from work or on the weekends because really they have nothing better to do, and making some extra cash, driving around. People like to drive. Why not, right? People like to interact with people. I've actually had people talk to me who have full-time jobs and say, hey, what's it like driving? It seems like a great way to make extra cash. And I say, it sure is. And I'll give them my referral code and they'll be on their way. And it doesn't happen a lot, but it has happened. Maybe some senior citizens that qualify to be a driver who are retired, not necessarily senior, but maybe retired. They just want to supplement whatever their income is. But yeah, then there's people who also try to do it to completely fill a gap in between jobs, and they try and make up the same type of salary that they had while they were working full-time. Those people are hardcore because it is not easy to make a $1,000 weekly paycheck or a $2,000 weekly paycheck driving for Uber Eats. It's possible, but it's not easy. And you will burn out really fast doing it. So that's not what that's not the type of driver I would want to be. And if you're looking to be that type of a driver, I would just warn you now, you will burn out fast. I do not work on the weekends. I did try it one Saturday and it was terrible. I think I drove for like 6 hours and made the same amount of money I could have made driving in 3 or 4 hours during the week. During lunch hour. So yeah, no, and traffic is just a driving nightmare. did not enjoy the weekend driving, and besides, I'd rather save my weekends to spend with my partner and, you know, do life, right? So anyway, this is my schedule currently. I work during the lunch hour delivery period between 11 and 2 or 12 and 3, sometimes up till 4 o'clock. But then I like to get home after that before the major part of the rush hour starts, because then it just gets crazy after that, traffic-wise. So I find it actually pretty perfect for my little niche whenever I want to go drive. I do it in the middle of the day. And then that leaves me with time in the morning and time in the afternoons and evenings to do whatever else I need to do. And it works out for me, and I don't drive on the weekends. The other thing I found is I don't like driving at night. I did try it and I didn't like it, mainly because it's very difficult to see numbers on buildings and names on buildings. But now with summer coming, that might be different. I could still potentially do dinner rush hours and make some good cash doing that. But when I would try doing it at night, it was still winter, and I did not like it at all. I felt my eyes were way too strained and stressed, and I did not enjoy it. I didn't like it at all. So yeah, so I just try and stick to one niche, and if I need to go outside of that for whatever reason, I will, but I know, you know, I know what the repercussions are going to be of doing that. And also you get some sketchy people at night and on the weekends, and well, at night during the week or on the weekends, ordering food. If you work into the later hours, it gets a little sketchy, and then sometimes your deliveries go awry. And again, I will talk about those things in future videos. So if you're watching this and you're considering making some extra cash and you want to sign up for Uber Eats, you can use my referral code and it will help me. I can't guarantee that you will get any money from it, but if you meet certain criteria with Uber, you may also receive a reciprocal referral bonus for using my code when you sign up. So good luck if you're on your way, and thank you for watching.